What's going on, chess friends? It's Rafi Chowdhury here, and today I'm going to do a quick video with you guys. And the question that I would like to ask in this video is also the question is, are chess puzzles useful? So, yes, they're useful. Obviously, chess puzzles typically test your ability to calculate, to visualize positions better. It helps with your pattern recognition. Just so that typically chess puzzles are typically created so that they are representative of real games. Actually, chess by definition, a puzzle is actually a position that happened in a real game, whereas a composition is one that was made up. So I think chess puzzles are fun and they're very, very effective and they're fun to do and they definitely help you a lot. I mean, tactics are one of the best ways to get better at chess. So I like to do puzzles on chess.com. And also on Lichess. Currently, we're on Lichess, and I'm looking at a puzzle here right in front of me. So we're going to do a few puzzles together, and then I'm going to tell you guys my thought process for how I do these puzzles, and also talk a little bit about puzzle solving strategies and things like that. So typically, I like to go through different phases. Sometimes I like to stare at each puzzle for a long time, and I go through, training. My part of my training includes just trying everything I can, try to solve the puzzle regardless of how long it might take me. And then sometimes I train very quickly where I just quickly make the moves and I don't really pay so much attention to exactly if I'm getting everything correct or not. So it kind of like in a real game, if you couldn't figure something out, you wouldn't have all day to come up with a move in a position. If you couldn't figure it after some time, you just have to make a move and just move on with the position. Sometimes I kind of do that with puzzles as well. It's kind of like a blitz type of way of doing it. So that's actually what I'm doing right now with my puzzles. That's why my rating is so low. It's so much lower than usual, at least. Usually I'm in the 22, 2300 range on this server. But right now I'm in the 2000s. So yeah, let's do a few together and let's see. And we're going to do the kind of blitz mode where we're not going to spend more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes maximum on each position. So it's right now it is black to move, and we have to find the best move for black. So let's see here. Well, the first thing I see is that we're in check, and the second thing I want to quickly notice is that the material count. So queen, rook, and bishop versus queen, rook, and knight. We've got 5 pawns to white's 5 pawns as well. So intuitively speaking, I want to play king h8 because king f8 runs into a what do you call it? A discovered check, but I'm also calculating this move, bishop queen takes g7. And I think that might actually be the solution. Queen takes g7. If bishop takes, then we take his queen. So he doesn't take our queen. Now we can probably move the queen away and we'll wrap up a whole rook. But where to move the queen is the question. What's the best place to move it? We have to protect the rook somehow as well. So I think queen d7. And after check, maybe king h8. Don't exactly see anything else in this position. Queen d7, if queen takes check, then we can play king to h8, and I don't think he has any more checks left. Oh, we got it wrong. So what was the solution? Let's see. Let's try it one more time. Maybe it was this move. Yep, that's it. And we're up a piece. So yeah, that one was kind of interesting one. Let's move on to the next one. So he moves his rook. So let's do the material count. Queen, 2 major pieces, so 2 majors, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 minors. 1, 2, 3, 4 minors. 3, 6, 7 pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. So material looks roughly equal. Thinking that bishop takes d4 is probably just winning the rook in the corner. And now we take, and that's it. Very easy one. Okay, so queen, 2 rooks, and a knight. Queen, 2 rooks, and a bishop. He's got 5 pawns to our 4 pawns. Currently we're in check, so the first thing that comes to mind is what if we take the rook, and how do we take the rook? Well, the first initial instinctive move I want to play is knight takes e7. But there comes then bishop to b5 check we have to calculate. What about queen takes e7? You can give us maybe another check, but we can block. I'm going to go ahead and play queen takes e7 because I know that bishop b5 check is going to be lethal. So now is the crucial moment. Which way do we block? We can't block with the rook because he's taking our knight with check. So it's got to be the queen or the rook. And I'm thinking the rook. No, can't block with the rook because he's taking. So it's going to be the knight or the queen. If we block with the queen, I think that might actually be the solution. Because blocking with the knight means bishop b5 check is coming again. Very good. Let's move on. So we've got queen, 2 rooks and a knight versus queen, 2 rooks and a knight. Our opponent has 6 pawns and we've got 5 pawns. So down a pawn. Okay, so first things I like to do in these kind of puzzles is I like to look at the most forcing moves, which are usually checks and captures. So there's captures available here and here. There's a capture there, capture here and here. You know, these are the main ones. There's a check right there. And then there's forcing moves also, which are moves where if we play this, our opponent only has one logical move or else he's going to lose. So if I see moves like that, I start calculating very quickly. So let's see here. So the checks and the captures, I looked at them very briefly. I'm calculating, first of all, knight takes c2 right now. So he'll take with the rook. I'm also thinking about ideas of trapping his queen, maybe. Something like a rook b7 seems to run the queen kind of out of squares to some extent. After rook b7, he has queen a6 and also queen c5, so I'm not sure if that's the right idea here. But what about knight takes e2? Looks pretty good. Attacks the rook. Creates a passed pawn for us. I'm afraid after knight takes e2, he'll probably play knight takes e3. So maybe that is not the correct way to go about it. Um, If knight takes c2, rook takes c2. What about rook d7? He takes our rook here. Rook b7, queen c5, or queen a6. Don't see anything concrete there. Knight takes f3. Pawn takes, or rook takes f3, actually, as a matter of fact. Can be played. Knight takes c2, rook takes c2. Rook takes b3 is there. rook c7. And I think if we have to play rook f8 in that position, then we're being too passive. Well, we don't have to play rook f8 actually, because our queen on b3 will be protecting the f7 pawn. He also has queen or rook takes e3 after queen b3. No, he doesn't. Just kidding. If knight takes e2, rook takes e2, queen takes b3, he doesn't have those kind of moves. I'm gonna go ahead and also look at knight to c6. But I think you can just play queen takes e3 there as well. Let's take the knight. Nope, got it wrong. So maybe we could shoot for... this is what it was. Just forking the queen and rook. Take the queen and that's it. So yeah, thank you guys again for joining. That's pretty much it for today. I'm going to go ahead and cut this video a little bit shorter than I expected. And the reason for that is because I mainly wanted to answer the question of whether chess puzzles are helpful for you guys or not. Yes, they're definitely helpful. I would suggest that you guys spend at least an hour each day training and doing tactics training on these chess puzzles. Definitely it'll improve your tactical abilities, which is basically how most games are decided, especially at the levels below 2000. Most games are decided, 72% of games are decided basically by tactics, according to a study. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and have a great rest of the